All right, good morning. It's Monday, 26th of February. Have to excuse me. I've got, I don't know if it's allergies or what it is that I've got. Hold on. There we go. No, I'm still hearing it. Got some feedback going on my end. Sorry about that. Just a sec. Oof, oof. There we go. Just unplug the speakers. All right. Now I think we're ready. Okay. We've got, I was saying, I've got some kind of allergies or something. So I've been sneezing and coughing and it's aggravating. So bear with me if I have to mute myself or cut the camera to spare the nitty gritty with everybody. All right, what are we looking at? We've got NQ on the screen right now. I got a bug over the weekend and did some rearranging down in my basement corner, trying some different camera angles. Want to get the camera out of my face, so trying to move it around. We'll see how that works. All right, so I feel like, let's see, I feel like I need to recap for myself. Last week was a rough week. I think it was really just rough because the previous week was a really good week. So we had a really good week, and then last week was, it was a holiday week. It was really kind of choppy. Nvidia news earnings, I think, had an impact on the market overall. It was sort of choppy, and I fell for a lot of the chop. So trading in lower probability conditions and expecting nice moves like we got the week before just wasn't realistic. So it wasn't, I mean, overall, I did take some drawdown last week, but it wasn't, it wasn't horrible. I think for me, it was almost more psychological in the fact that I was trying to, pass a couple extra accounts like I'd done the week before with great success and just didn't have the same results. So just one of those slow weeks, something that happens. So we had a good weekend. Relaxed, went out of town for a day, and I feel recharged and rejuvenated today. So let's see what today brings. I already had nice price action this morning. Look at this. This would have been the play to end the day right here. So here we are, just consolidating. And then what happens? We finally drop through, sweep liquidity, gap up. Well, actually, this might look better on a different time frame even, but we blow through this fair value gap here, right? So we created a fair value gap down, take liquidity, popped up, and then poof, we rocketed up. I don't know where the levels are over here that we just swept, but maybe this bodes well for the day, right? All right, let's see what is going on. All righty. Let's clear everything off. I think this is an hourly fair value gap we had identified, but we'll just start fresh. Yes, please. Okay, let's go daily. Okay, so we have, so we went to these kind of like all-time highs on Friday. Broke just barely above the highs of the 12th, whatever day that was. 2 Mondays ago, 2 weeks ago. Last time we were up here, we tapped up there, pulled down, consolidated, tried again. So kind of interesting to see what goes on here. We're going to pull down into this fair value gap that was created on Thursday. I think that was Thursday. Yeah. And then push higher. Are we going to consolidate? I really don't like these all-time highs like this. Proceed cautiously, I suppose. And all right, so these red and green lines obviously are the daily highs and lows, which I don't like. I wish it would just put a line, right? Indicators on NinjaTrader are not ideal in my opinion. But actually, you know what? I'm going to take them off because this is like very distracting. Current day open high low. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right, so just to kind of talk through this, what do we see? We had a fair value gap here from the 22nd, but we delivered back through it. So that seems to be probably balanced right there. But we created gaps all the way up. All the way up. So it'll be interesting to see if we continue some push up or if we consolidate. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that gives me any clear information here. All right, so this is interesting. So we pushed up. This is where we broke our high on the hourly. We gapped down, and then that gap held. And then we fell lower, and now we're very slowly reaching back up here. I don't know. Could we say we're delivering out of this fair value gap? I don't know. Thing is, I don't believe this is. Let's see. How valid do we feel like this is? We got down close, up close. All right, we shall see. You know what I might do? I think I'm going to keep both of these on all the charts. If you don't know, I like to color my higher time frame fair value gaps a different color just so that I can identify those easily when I get down to the lower time frames. Let's see. All right, down to 15-minute. I mean, I tend to feel more of a bullish bias just because the market is so strong. But Right now it seems like we could just be, we're still in, we pulled back inside of this range right here. So let's see what goes on. We're going to try and be just really, really patient today. We're going to, I keep saying that. This is what I'm going to do. Be more patient today. See what, wait for something really clear to set up, because I don't want to have happen to me what happened on Friday, and actually several times last week, where I got too anxious and ended up getting kind of just chopped out. You know, I think I am going to mark off this level right here, though. All right, so that's my buy side. That's my sell side down here. And then I mean, these are nice kind of equal lows down here. I mean, it's possible we're creating some kind of engineered liquidity right here, in which case we could come up here and then retrace back down. We'll kind of see how that plays out. Just to check my, let's see, check my flight plan, my checklist here. I have my trade copier set up. Let me just make sure. All right, we got NQ, 641's the leader. CL April, check. 641's the leader. Okay. So all is well there. All right, let's see what happens. See what unfolds. We've got oil opening up here in 4 minutes, so let's check that out. All right, oil land, we're up at the overnight open. We've got London below us. See if price holds up here, rejects back down. Actually, let's get rid of all our drawings over here too. Clean things up. Okay. All right, well, we're coming. Been trending down for a little while. Seems like right here we've maybe turned it around a little bit. Let's see what she does. Wait for that open range to begin forming before we do anything, I think. I don't like it when we're right at the open, overnight open. I'd prefer for us to be away from it, because things can be really choppy while it decides which direction it wants to go. Oops. Huh. I like that reaction, though, off the London high. What do we have for news today? I don't think there's a whole lot. We've got new home sales at 10 Eastern. That's it. Jeffrey Schmidt speaks. 7:40 tonight. Don't think that'll matter to us. In case you didn't know, Apex is currently at 80% off. They keep changing that number. Right now it's 80% off, but they have their 1 day to pass going through tomorrow. Looks like through the end of the trading day tomorrow. So still an opportunity to take advantage of that. I do like the 1 day to pass opportunities, although it can be kind of a letdown when you don't pass. But it's kind of nice just to get in there, get the account done, and then you can start the slow grind to build it up to hopefully get a payout, right? Wonder how much Apex makes off the 1 day to pass thing. People just load up with 20 or 30 of them and then pass, half of them maybe. And then they pay to get them funded, and then they probably blow them like I do. Be really interesting to see these prop firms' financial breakdown to see where they're making their money from. I mean, I suspect they're making a lot of money from the subscription fees. For the handful of really good traders that actually get in there and do really well, and they copy their trades, I'm sure there's good money there too, but it's probably a killer subscription service. They probably do very well. All right, well, oil pushed off of the London high, back up above the overnight open. So this is good. Just kind of want to look at this 15-minute. Even though it's early, I actually really like this. My issue is I don't really have a clean target. So I don't really know where it's going. So let's see what happens here. Where are you going to go, oil? Oh, goodness. It's supposed to be like, I think, somebody told me it's supposed to be 60 degrees this week. Let me check. Yeah, high of 65 today and 68 tomorrow. We literally had a high of, I think, 32 or 34 degrees yesterday. This weather is just wild. No wonder everybody keeps getting the sniffles. Schizophrenic weather. Man, 68 degrees, that's going to feel really hot. What do you guys think about the black and white candles? I feel like I have less of an emotional reaction to black and white candles compared to red and green candles, which is, logically doesn't make any sense, but what can I say? Yeah, there it goes. The only thing I don't like is the background. White, I feel like, is really bright. But I haven't found another color that I like that's less distracting. Where's the. I don't know what would be better. Oof. Yeah, let's not do that. Maybe a gray? Oh, that one actually may not be too bad. All right, let's go back to white. We can't. We're not going to change right now. Okay, well, we did push off of the overnight open. What kind of a. Not by a lot, but a little bit. See how that unfolds. I'm going to try a scalp over here on NQ. Let's see how this one plays out. Pretty tight stop, so if it doesn't work, it's 5 points of risk is all I'm going to give it. It's probably not a great trade, but let's see. because we popped up here. We really didn't sweep any liquidity up here. Like nothing, you know, nothing substantial, I don't think. But we inverted this on the 5-minute and on the 1-minute. So let's see if it holds. And then, you know, where could it pull back to? Probably here is where I put it. Pretty tight. But we're going to get stopped out, so it doesn't matter. Get my first loss of the morning in early. Get warmed up. 3. Yeah. This is interesting. So we didn't quite invert it on the 2-minute if we were going to look at that. Watch it pull right back down. 8:11, 20 more minutes till open over there. What's going on in the rest of the market? All right, so everybody's kind of trending up here. Everybody looks in sync for the most part, for the time being anyway. All right, jump back to oil. All right, so we got a little bit of a push up, but boy, it's pulling back pretty hard. So far, we got a 34 tick open range, which is, I'd call it fairly typical. Just waiting and watching. Waiting and watching. Yeah, so look at NQ now. Boom. So it's falling through. Don't know how far it'll go, but it's my tight stops. I gotta give myself more room on these, right? Because if you're gonna take an inversion like this, your stop needs to be at the other side of it, right? Because you could easily pull back up in like this, right? So not a surprise. Although don't know how far it'll go. So, which is really the main reason for keeping a tight stop was because I don't think, really this is kind of your first level right here, right? I don't remember where I entered. Maybe there. So if it fails that, it could go another 10 points. We shall see. $15 minutes until open. Well, 13. Well, let's do that. Let's move that up to there. See what happens here. Excuse me. I think my springtime allergies are starting to kick in, even though it's only, I guess it's almost March, right? All right, I'm going to take a quick break before the open. So I will be back in a minute. 10 minutes to open. All right, we're back. There it goes. All right, so oil is kind of interesting. We tested above the overnight open. Now we're coming back down. We broke out of the opening range. The problem here is, though, that don't really want to go short yet because I've got to wait till our lines cross. We're below the overnight open, so it'd be nice to have maybe a breakout and a pullback after the lines cross and then fall lower. So it really depends on if this is kind of a false move up before it continues a downtrend, which kind of seems like that might be the case. I just know this could be very choppy in here. It's probably going to be choppy and then do something like this where in 2 or 3 candles it just shoots to where it's going to go and then gets choppy again. And then shoots to where it's going to go, then gets choppy again. So we got to wait. The longer we sit here at the overnight open, the choppier it's going to get. But the closer we get to a move away from the overnight open as well. So to wait and see. All right, well, NQ came down, tested the bottom of this range, and is now pulling up pretty strongly. So we do have 10 o'clock news in 30 minutes. All right. Let this thing settle out here. This is a big wick on the 5-minute right there. Pull up, rip back. What you gonna do, NQ? All right, are we working our way back up? All right, I'm going to try along in oil right now if it triggers. So we came down, we pushed up strong, back above our lines, back above the overnight open, retesting. See if we get a break above. Excuse me. 10 ticks of risk. 16. The only thing I'm cautious of is we could still be choppy because we're still at our overnight open, right? I love how whenever oil fills me, I get slippage on the fills. It drives me crazy. Chops around slowly until it gets to where I have my order, and then it blows through it by a tick. It's all right. I'm not bitter. All right, let's see where we can go with this guy. Kind of an interesting area. We shot through it quickly, and then we dropped back through it just as quickly. So let's see if we hold this. I'm actually... What are the possibilities this is actually going to go? And hopefully we weren't too early for this, but I like how the market is expanding, right? Expanded up, expanded down. Five-minute we tested below, pushed up. Strong 15-minute candle right now. We're still like wedging up. I'll feel much better if once it breaks this gap. Honestly, if it holds here though, I don't know. It could be bad for us. It could want to come back down before it goes back up. Yeah, we pushed up, we pulled back. It's just choppy. I don't know. My luck, if I closed it out right now because it's being too choppy, then that's about the point it would make its decision to move higher. All right. Maybe patience pays on this one. What did I just do? Where'd you go? There you go. All right, move to break even. All right, here's what I want to see. I want to see, do I have... Actually, let's do this. See if we get a breakout and a push. If we get a false breakout here, or if we get a breakout here that doesn't just move, I'll probably just close it because it's likely we come back for a retest. Let's see. I just want to take a look at my fibs on the higher time frame, see if I mean, we have kind of these equal highs right here, which is so could it go higher? Yeah, but will it go higher? I don't know. Might be a good point to take profit. We have had no inside bar on the 5-minute, which is kind of interesting. But on the 1-minute, we poke above this inside bar and we're hesitating. This is where I wish I had more than one contract because I would, you know, if I was in two, I'd sell one here and then let the other one, give the other one a chance to move. All right, I'm going to take it here. See how this works? I'm going to sell that way. Anybody who's in this. Oh my gosh. Ah. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Are you literally, you saw that, right? Literally 15 seconds after I, oh, it's like, okay, now I'll go. Now I'll go. That's all right. Could have got twice as much on that one, but that's all right. That's all right. We made up for our loss earlier plus a little bit. So now we can wait for something really nice. I mean, that was a good trade, right? That's an oil trade. That's what you do. We came below our lines, below the gold line, red line, which is a reset, right? We pushed up. This is also a breakout of the bottom of the opening range, pulled back into the range, came back for a retest of the overnight open above our lines, boom, to push out. Now let's see, does it keep going or do we just chop around? Well, that's what we have to wait and see. All right, let's go back to NQ. All right, so we did break this low over here. Pulled back up into our 15-minute gap. Oops. I'm going to move this down here just so I can see this. All right, so this is an hourly fair value gap right here. And this hourly candle closes in 5-6 minutes. There is news, though, in 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So probably wait and see, but I don't really have any fair value gaps on this leg, though. I wonder. So there's a 2-minute. So if the news comes out and pushes us down below this hourly fair value gap, then that's something. But waiting for news. Well, like maybe we're just hanging out here until the news. Just wait and see. Well, oil's still grinding up. Well, we got our 50% line. So what would that have been? Yeah, we would have got our 30 ticks. Waiting. Boy, if oil grinds up to that 100% level, that's going to be a really sad. I'm going to drag this over just so I can see it. Because I just want to see. Do we get there? So if we were going to do inversions on CL, where would I do that? Since there's not much else going on for 1 minute until news. So we pushed down, we swept this low here, created this gap, we inverted it, tested it, and took off. So actually, I mean, you know, I guess this wouldn't have been too bad. So actually that would have been, so we could have taken that inversion and then taken a second entry, the retest off the gold line. That would have been nice. And then get 2 contracts basically for that move. To keep an eye on those in the future, because that's, I haven't tested inversions on CL, but I mean, I assume they would work, right? Should work similarly. All right, so we came within 2 ticks of that 100% mark. So if I was still in a trade, what would I do here? Would I wait? No, I would take my profit. It's probably not the right decision. That's what I would do, but let's see what I should do. Should I just hold to it and see? I mean, it would be reasonable to move your stop, right? You had a pullback. I mean, you could move your stop a couple ticks below each of these pullbacks just to be safe, I suppose. Let's see. If I did that and move my stop to, say, just 2 ticks below this, just in case. Boom, stopped out. Okay. So that's what would happen if we did that. I mean, we're holding this hourly fair value gap on NQ. So it's just choppy. I'm listening to Dodgy right now, and he's wishing he had FX replay to just skip through the next couple candles. That'd be nice, right? If you could fast forward. That's one of the challenges with back testing, is if you back test and fast forward, I feel like it gives you kind of a distorted sense of time, so that when you're in a real trade, right, you feel like it should just be happening because that's what happens when you practice. But the reason that it happens like that while you practice is just that, you're fast forwarding. So it's almost like it trains your psyche to expect things to happen faster than they really do. Um, but obviously, to backtest multiple days in real time would take multiple days, and that's just not practical. So it's a little bit of a difficult. Um, it's kind of a conundrum. Where are we going? I don't know. This is just choppy land here. So if we're looking to go long, I don't know. To wait for a pullback into here for a long. Do we wait for an inversion of the 2-minute here to go long? Right? I mean, the target's up here. So that's 42 points from the top of there. 60 points from midpoint here. So I don't know. Mute. Oh, where's the best option here? Probably. It's too bad it never pulled back here. That would have been kind of nice to see. But yeah, I don't know. This is too choppy. All right, where are we at in this range right here? All right, here's our little pullback. Oh, look at this. Okay, quick peek in oil. What did oil hit? Gosh. If you waited for another 10 minutes, you could have got that last three or four ticks. That's crazy. All right, we touched down into this. That's really good. Let's try it. I have to have a little bit of a longer stop loss than I'd like. See what happens. I think we want to go for broke on this one. So let's see what goes on here. I don't like how I got in this way late. Should have been just gutsy and just bought it down here, right? You'd be up like a lot more. But whatever. It's still moving in the right direction, so we'll be fine with it. Let's see. Come on, give us some momentum. Don't come back and stop us out for break even. Ah. Actually lost a little bit on that one. That's not good. It's probably still going to work, though. Still just holding. Should have just taken my $200. But that's all right. 12-point candle. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we tapped it twice. And give it one more chance. We give it a little bit of a longer stop. Oh, no, we're probably going to 15 points. Ugh. Oh, that's kind of a lot. I don't like that. Could dig way down in here, I suppose. I suppose. Let's wait and see what happens. All right. I did not like my entry there, so that's why I jumped out of that one. Let's wait and see how this plays out. And honestly, if this just goes, I don't feel bad about getting out on that one because my entry wasn't very good. And the reason that wasn't very good is that I wasn't comfortable with the stop, right? 15 points, that's too much of a stop for me. I'm just can't give up that much. So I'm just going to get out of it. Be glad that I could. Let's wait for something to set up that's a little more that meets my risk tolerance parameters. After the rough week last week, we need to be a little more cautious. So we are green for the day, barely. So, that's something. Are we going to get this 2-minute inversion then? This is a 3-minute gap, isn't it? There it goes. Yeah, I think this was your silver bullet setup, right? You had something close to it. I don't know. You didn't really sweep liquidity. What does our 30-second look like? Okay, so we did close above on this time frame. The only thing I'm not comfortable with is a 16-point stop. So if we were to pull back down to here, I might do that. Probably not going to give it to me. Got to pull back 8 points. You know, it's been kind of choppy, so we'll see. Don't know. It's not going to give it to me. Oh well, missed that one. So it was a good it was choppy, but I mean that's pretty good, right? We come up, we test it, and then kind of move up. Delivered out of this hourly fair value gap, so that's a good sign. Pushing up. Be up 35 points so far if you'd have got in on the boom, boom. I mean, if you got in 2 contracts, that'd be even better, right? Yeah. Kind of curious what my lines look like. See if those provide any context here. Oh, this is actually really good. Okay. So we're looking to come up to here, probably, right? That would be the ultimate target. So if we got a cross of our lines, a retest down here, and a reaction, that might be a reason to get back in. All right, I do like that. All right, so we're going to take a quick scalp there. I should have just held. I'm trading like a little scaredy cat right now, but it's because I'm getting in so late. I'm not willing to really sit through anything, really. Right. All right, we got our cross of the lines. Yeah, see that's why I sold out right there, is because it touched that fair value gap and immediately reacted. I wasn't going to sit through a pullback there, so that's why I jumped out of that for something like 3 points, 4 points, something like that. Can tell it's getting lighter. Sun's coming up. It's not quite as dark in here anymore. I mean, look at the red line, though. The red line is flat, flat, flat. So we are just in this range. All right, so I like this. I do like this. 20-point candles, though, are kind of outside my comfort zone. But that's a 10-point candle. All right, so we're going to take this gold line trade, see if we can just get a quick scalp up here. Or do we hold it up to here? Well, to break even. Trying to figure out where I can put it down here. I don't know. I don't like the whippiness right here. Especially after it pushed up and pulled back like this. Ugh. There we go. All right, we're going to take it there. Again, I'm just being super cautious today. We got to build the account. We got to give ourselves some cushion. That's a good gold line trade, but we're going up into this fair value gap up here. What is this even? I don't even remember. I should mark these. I think that's an hourly fair. Yeah, it's an hourly fair value gap. So, excuse me. Burp on my live stream. We're professionals over here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is likely to move up, right? I mean, we're working our way up. I think it's likely we hit here or even here, but all right, we're green 245. 245. So nothing exciting. But it's nice to be green after last week's rough performance. So no complaints. So I might just step back and wait until afternoon session, see if See if there's opportunities there. I still have my funded Apex accounts to play with. And I think I have 2 Apex evals. I got one last night before their 90% ended. And then I have another one that's in drawdown, but it's I think I do. I don't know. I'll have to check. I gotta check and see where my 2 funded accounts are too. They're not doing super great. Yeah, look at this. Look at this right now. This is just slow. But, you know, it's still likely to hit those targets. But if it does, it could be a grind coming up into this level. So I'd say my execution today was probably, I'd give myself a C+. Because if I had conviction in the entries and the setups, I would be getting in better. I tend to wait for confirmation, which means you wait till it actually goes in your favor a little while before you get in, which is fine, I suppose. But usually I'm right. My analysis isn't wrong very often, but I'll lose because I get in too late, and then I can't stand the drawdown that's required to wait for it to play out, right? So for that reason, I'd grade myself a C+ today. I got in the plays just late. Oil, I should have held oil. Right? I was trading my P&L, and I just wanted to be break even for the day, get back to break even, and so I just sold out when I got to that point as soon as it started to show any resistance, even though it went to my target, right? And in fact, if I'd waited 15 seconds, it would have just shot back up. So that's, should do better there. Although if we go back over to oil, let's take a look at this. We crossed this is the first time back to the 5-minute gold line here. Now, this would be a valid trade. Problem is there's not enough room. I would need at least 20 ticks between my entry and this pivot high, and there's only 13. So I don't think there's enough enough meat on the bone there. But we'll see. I mean, we could just trickle up, right? I mean, that's always a possibility with oil, especially. All right, so we got this gold line entry is not technically valid because we had a pivot high, came tested it, fell to create a new high. So I'm less interested in this one. Now, if we get an inversion here, then, well, maybe that gives us, the confidence to go long here. What's our risk? No, we might try that. Didn't quite break above. I mean, it all depends. I think if we get a close above that level, if we don't close above it, then it's like my nervous tick is just to measure things. Yeah, let's measure this. Let's measure that. Stuff that probably doesn't even really matter. All right, we can close above. 2, 1, close above. All right, now pull back. Of course, it's not going to pull back at all. It's just going to take off. There you go. Pull back. Yeah, I don't think I can get in this. I don't have enough conviction in these personally, based on experience, to just buy at candle close. I prefer to see a little bit of a pullback, but looks like that's not going to happen. So if we jumped in on that close, that's only, it's 20 points. That's not a small move, but so let's look at oil. Yeah, see, this gold line play isn't panning out because I mean, if it does work its way up, great, but that's way too choppy. That's way too choppy. Ooh, I like this. Okay, I like that we tested down into here and are pulling back. Let's see if it holds. I don't know. This might push up. I don't know. Is it going to push up? Probably. I just know that it could also pull back before it goes up. And I'm not willing to put my stop loss down below this candle. Right? And I just don't think that's going to be enough. So oh, come on, come on. I mean, we're positive for a Monday. That's not bad, right? Sometimes Mondays can be kind of choppy. Everybody getting back into the swing of things, setting up their positions for the week. I mean, most people would say that Monday creates the range for the week. So we'll see, but just kind of everybody's setting up for the week. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it there. Green in the counts that matter. I will come back probably lunchtime. I'll keep an eye on it at lunchtime and maybe even this afternoon, trade the other accounts. Something really nice sets up. I'll come back to these guys, see if we can't add a little bit more. But, I mean, we're just chopping around here. Buy. All right, should we do this real fast? Let's practice doing it the way we should do it in a sim account that doesn't matter. And of course, it's going to work because that's how this stuff usually happens, right? All right, we would want our stop down here. Put my target way up here because that's really the liquidity I think we're pulling for. This guy right here is probably the more realistic target. Again, this is in a sim account, so we're just going to trade this. We're just going to sit through this to get the experience. There, we created this new low, so I'm going to move my stop up. All right, we're going to add a contract because we touched this. So now this becomes a gold line trade. Since I doubled my position, I think I'm going to move my target down to here. Once we break up here, we'll go to move the stop to break even. I would be so uncomfortable in this if this was a real account. I would not be doing well. I would be losing my mind. Only this 5 minute, and we're like the bodies are wedging up like this, but it's just. I wonder if we have a 30-second. Yeah, I don't think that means anything. Oh, we're gonna get stopped. No, maybe. Hey, grief. This is ridiculous. Ooh, sniffles. Yeah, if I was in a live account, I think I would have chickened out and got out for break even right here. Bodies are holding this gap, though. Bodies are holding. The bodies are holding. Now we'll leave our stop down here. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I don't think I'm even going to have the patience to wait through this. This is ridiculous. All right. I'm not even going to wait for that. I'm just going to close this out. I don't even care. $10 loss in my sim account. Just because, I don't know. We'll come back later and see if it worked. All right. That's all I got for today. So again, we're green for the day. We had one loss, I think 3-ish wins. C+ in terms of my execution. The trades that I took were based on good analysis. Just my entries in those models were not good, right? So that's why I rate my trading the way it is. So that's the journal for today. And like I say, this afternoon, lunchtime, I'll probably keep an eye on this because, I mean, we're definitely ranging, right, in the morning. So be looking for some expansion this afternoon, and maybe there'll be some opportunities there. So we'll come back and take a look. Until tomorrow, trade safe. We'll see you.